Felix,
Hello.
I was I was talking shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So it's just on this call, it's just you and I. So
Okay.
we can do either sales or we can do mindset.
I think mindset is important for me right now, actually.
Wonderful. So talk to me.
Okay, so right now I'm a bit lost because I've been starting doing outreach in Germany. And it was going so much better because so many more people were interested in the stuff I'm doing. I booked a few calls. I booked, I think, four calls, two on Monday, one on Friday, and one today, and nobody showed up, which is kind of depressing. And yeah, I'm having a hard time staying consistent with the outreach because if I book calls, I get the dopamine, and then it feels like I'm happy and I don't want to continue because I already booked calls. I don't know. Yeah.
So what you're saying is, like to the same logic, if you had made money, you'd be really happy, so you'd stop making money.
Probably.
Okay, that's fine. Let's talk through it. Why?
Um,
By the
because I
way,
want to enjoy the
um,
money.
is not a word.
Yeah, I know.
What do you mean you want to enjoy the money?
If I just work and don't have a life anymore, I will not enjoy the any of the money I made.
Okay, what is the point of making money for you? What is your reason why
Enjoying life. Enjoying life.
a crackhead enjoys life?
Yeah.
So go a bit further.
Um, yeah, I don't know. For me, I don't know. It's just hard to spend so much time in something that I don't see the instant result. And I know that it's a mindset problem. This is why I told you maybe I need mindset thing
So
more. Um, yeah, because I do my outreach, I do it every day, but not as much as I probably should do it. But I also feel like that I'm scared of getting a client. Sorry, because if I get a client, then I have to provide him the service and everything, and I never did it, so I'm kind of scared of doing that. So I feel like this is also something that pushes me down in doing the outreach.
you see, we'll talk on that simply because it's something that entrepreneurs go through. I'd like to figure out how much of an entrepreneur you are, but we can do that after. So one thing that most entrepreneurs don't realize is people are more often than not scared of success than they are of failure. Are you scared of success?
Probably
Do, do you know why you would be?
because of the responsibility.
No, because if you succeed, you are not who you once thought you were. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
As an example, most entrepreneurs or the bulk of entrepreneurs are made because we have little to no sense of actual value, right? So we think, I'll use myself as an example. Worthless, worth nothing. So what do I need to do? Go create worth. I need to go out and build myself up so that I have worthy things around me so I can justify my self-value. Make sense? But then
yeah,
with that, there's a reason why I feel worthless. And on the basis that there's a reason why I feel worthless, and then I succeed, who am I? Because I'm not who I thought I was. I'm not who other people told me I was. And it's a very scary thing to know that you are not what you once thought you were, because then if that's wrong, what else is wrong? So success with that is very scary. And I would argue more scary than failure because you failed before. I failed before. Like, fuck it, we fail. We move forward. But now, what happens when you succeed? Because you failed so many times in so many things, but now we succeed at something. We're much better than everybody else, so on and so forth, so on and so forth. Who the fuck are we, and what does that mean? You get my point?
Yeah, makes sense.
But now, onto your desire to, I'm going to call it hedonistic pleasure. Is that correct?
Probably.
Cool. Let's say you earn 10K, and we'll talk about your client results afterwards. Let's say you earn 10K. What are you spending it on?
A car. Um,
It's a shit car.
a monthly paying car because I live in Germany and here we do that like that.
Okay.
And then food and just having fun with my friends, probably.
What okay.
And of
What do you
course, investing.
Yeah, I don't believe that. So what'd you do with your friends?
I would go partying.
Okay.
I
Do
would
you
do vacations.
do you consume drugs and alcohol?
No, zero.
So partying doesn't cost anything.
Not really.
So where the fuck does that like we're going over budget allocation and you added something that doesn't have any budget allocation.
That's true. I think I would travel the world and party everywhere because it makes me happy. I love dancing.
But you don't need money to dance.
Yeah, that's true. But I
So
will
how,
feel better. I know that I have this self-worth problem,
yeah.
and if I have this much money, I know that I will feel so much more confident with myself, and then I will enjoy parties even more.
Okay, but now is it because of the money or because of what you've been able to show yourself?
What I've been able to show myself, probably.
Wonderful. So then how do you see yourself?
Oh, this really depends. It goes like that for me.
Okay. The truth, not what you like to show to the rest of the world, not like what you want to show to strangers, the actual truth.
I'm kind of lazy. Um, and I'm thinking a lot about my problems. Like I'm kind of stuck in a cycle in my head where I just worrying all the time. And I
What are you,
consume
yeah?
life, people. Yeah,
What are you worried about?
I this is going really deep, but I've been having a hard history, a hard past. I've been a drug addict 4 years ago. I've been sober for almost 5 years now. And I really struggle mentally with myself, just accepting myself, just the way I look, just the way I be. I have acne scars. I look in the mirror every day and I think about this shit all day long. It's kind of a distraction from reality to worry about my problems.
You know you're not a woman,
Yeah,
so why do you care?
because I want to look beautiful. I love being beautiful.
Okay, but then what do you think about people who are not beautiful? Honest answer.
They're not as attractive for me being in my life.
Okay, but now what if they are successful, hardworking, and have a fuck ton of money?
Then I'm surprised
Why?
because I connect being pretty with being successful.
Explain the logic.
It's so much more easy to be beautiful in this life and achieving stuff because you can just people treat you differently. And that's a fact. So you can get through life with working much less and getting further than being ugly and working hard.
Yes, except when it comes to business. There are multiple facets of life where being attractive will do you well. No doubt. Pretty privilege, it exists. Not in business. In brand deals, in getting hired, in socializing, in people wanting to talk to you, perfectly fine. But how you look is not like there is no correlation between how you look and competence. Like I have had the worst looking, like horrible body posture, bad fucking strange dress sense individuals around me. And those motherfuckers did not sleep, did not fucking rest. And all they were good at was making money. Because it's to do with competence, it's to do with boring work. As an example, you can identify yourself as a pretty individual, but if you're not willing to just sit down and do work, what good did your prettiness do you?
Nothing.
So where's the correlation?
I don't know.
Okay. I'll ask you this. Are you in a relationship?
No.
Okay. Your prospective partner, right? Do you think they will care more about how you look or your level of competence?
Level of competence.
Do you care more about how your partner looks or how competent they are?
For me, looks is really important, actually.
Look, that's fine. Okay. Okay, cool. So from your side, you prefer looks. Imagine your ideal partner. Yes, I'm sure you've imagined your ideal partner multiple times, right? What version of you do they want?
Another version,
Which version?
a successful version.
That doesn't mean anything. Success is the outcome, not the variables that led to it. As an example, a closed deal isn't a closed deal. It's a combination of other things that have resulted in the deal being closed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right. So what what does that version actually look like? Remove successful. What makes that individual successful?
Confidence, the ability to care for my life, to make money, to do whatever I want.
Okay, you've said a bunch of nothing. Confidence is an arbitrary term that is relatively like it depends. Like competence, sorry, confidence can very quickly come from a point of insecurity. So, okay, how do you define confidence versus arrogance? There's a line between the two of them. How do you separate them?
Arrogance is narcissistic for me, being too
Oh,
much in
no.
love with their self.
Narcissism is not so much to be in love with yourself, rather the opposite. It is an inherent fear that you are not worth anything and that you fear criticism, and then you build up a bubble around you to the point that you think you're the hot shit because you can't cope with the fact that you're not and you don't see yourself as such. So like narcissism is like it's like a clinical thing where like it's really bad. So I wouldn't
Yeah.
so remove narcissism because that's just like a buzzword term. How would you define through action? If you want, I can. Uh, we'll save time. I'll tell you my position of it, right? Someone who is confident, right? You could tell them what they're good at and what they're bad at. And they'll say, yeah, I'm really bad at that, but I'm happy to work on it and push forward. But you're right, I'm not very good right now. An arrogant person, when you tell them about where they lack, yes, they're going to tell you and remind you where they're good. Yeah, I may be bad at this. No, no, they won't even say that. I'm really good at this. I'm better even at this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? Someone who's confident doesn't give a fuck, but not to the point where it's an arrogant thing. It's like, I don't really care. Now, obviously, it's circumstantial. There are certain people in your life where their words can affect you, but that's how I differentiate the two. Right?
Yeah.
But then when you say confident, how deep are you going? Are you looking at that type of understanding? Because yes, you want a confident partner, but you don't want an arrogant partner, especially if the arrogance is based on insecurity and ignorance, correct?
True.
Right? Like you're German, right?
Yes.
Would you want a partner who was confident because he saw himself as a superior race and was also a Nazi?
No.
Like, like because then the confidence comes from illogical reasoning.
Yeah.
You get my point?
Yeah.
Now, so that's confidence. That's one of the points that you made. Give me another point on the version of you that you would like to be or that your partner would like you to be.
Rich.
What the fuck does that mean?
Making a lot of money.
Okay, how do you do that?
Working a lot.
Based on your current model, you're going to spend everything that you fucking make and you're not going to work hard enough to get past barriers. So, where's the logic?
Making smart decisions with money.
You won't do that. You may do it, right? But then more importantly, it's your relationship with everything. Do you care more for the short term or the long term?
Actually, the long term.
So why were all your answers short term? Why is the current mindset issue to do with short term thinking rather than long term thinking?
I don't know.
I would argue, now granted, I can be wrong in everything I say. I would argue the reason that you want to spend it is to cover up the bad feeling of the void within that you try to ignore. And as such, when you
Yeah.
spend, you make yourself feel a lot better temporarily. Then you go back down in a dip because you then have to work yourself back out. Right. So then
Yeah.
the question is, what void are you trying to to fulfill? What insecurity? Who are you trying to show the world what? Like what is it?
It goes really deep with trauma, I would say, because I have like this deep self-worth thing going on
Felix,
forever.
you're not saying anything. You said it goes really deep with trauma. What the fuck does that mean?
I've not, I've been not feeling accepted when I was going to school. Never. I was always feeling like let out. I was never part of the group and stuff like that. Yeah, so I always felt not good enough. And for me, I have those big dreams, and I'm so conscious about this because I want to show everybody the middle finger, what the fuck they were doing back then, and that I'm good enough and even better than them.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna listen to what you said, but go a different angle. I wasn't allowed, no, sorry, I wasn't accepted by the other kids in school. So now, whenever I make money or do anything good for myself, I want to go show all of my friends how cool I am, how good I am, because I wasn't accepted back then, but now they accept me. Guys, look what I did.
Yeah,
But does that make sense?
no,
Now, let's say this. Let's imagine you've got a friend who is just like you, and you are not like yourself now, and you're seeing them do this, right? Every time they win, they take people on holidays, or they spend this, or they buy this, or whatever the fuck they're gonna do, right? And you see them work really hard, go do dumb shit, work really hard, go do dumb shit. What would you tell them to do?
you stop doing that
Doing what?
dumb shit.
Be more specific.
Stop showing everybody what they achieved because they need to start loving themselves for who they are. And yeah,
Okay.
they
I'm gonna
don't
change
need
it.
the validation.
I'm gonna change it. Now, in life, there are different paths, right? You're familiar with the butterfly effect.
No.
So the butterfly effect is pretty much if a butterfly were to flap its wing any way different from one moment to the next, it would then result, because it flapped its wing this way, in a bird eating it. That bird ate it, ended up going in this direction. Long story short, the knock-on effect of that one flap of a wing meant that a hurricane happened halfway across the world. Right? It's just how if one thing changed, if we went
Mhm.
back in time and one thing changed, everything else changes. right?
Yeah.
So with that being the case, with that being the case, I can make 1,000 choices in a day, all of them resulting in different outcomes and different stories. So let's paint the picture where there's a version of you now, with time, gets their shit in order, and in 5 years is where you want to be, right? So you are that version of yourself. What would you tell yourself now, based on what we've just covered? And speak as honestly as you can.
That I have to get the fuck up and do stuff. Don't distract myself.
Bullshit. You're speaking surface level. Doesn't mean anything.
Don't distract myself. This is the most important thing for me.
Go deeper. As an example, look, I know for a fact you still remember that day in the classroom where Klaus did this and that and this and that. And I understand that it made you feel A, B, C, D, right? But that doesn't mean that today you need to do A, B, C, D because you're not that boy that was once there. You're a completely different person, right? So, like, speak to yourself because you know yourself. What would you say?
5 years ago,
No, no, 5 years in, we are 5 years ahead. Yes. How old are you now?
23.
Wonderful. You are now 28, speaking to the 23-year-old version of you. Yes. What
Mhm.
would what would you say to yourself?
Mm.
You know your
Don't
yeah. Wait. You go ahead. Go ahead.
don't waste your time thinking about your look. It is what it is. You can't change it. Just fucking move on. Don't waste your time going on dating apps. Live your life and don't seek the validation from others always,
Why? Why? Why?
because it's distraction from my goals. It's pure distraction.
No. I know you're speaking to yourself, and I'm correcting you as you speak to yourself. Let me explain this. Right? I'm gonna go over a few different things. Yes, by the way, I warn you, I think I've told you this in the past, I am an asshole. So like if you get offended, tough. So you can see my screen?
Yeah.
Wonderful. This here, we're going to draw this over here. I'm sure you're familiar with this as I draw it, right? Let's change the colors. You know what I'm drawing, right?
Yes.
Cool. You are using right now, I would say, not this part of the brain. You're fucking using this part over here. My logic, you're really scared to see what's down here, right? So let's look at one thing. You said you get distracted, right? You need to ask yourself 10 times why. Why? 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 And to the point that you need to end up, when I was 7 years old, some twat punched me in the face. And because of this specific reason, there was a build up. Now I'm gonna use an example with bullies, right? A long time ago, I used to get bullied, right? Like I didn't fit into any group. Now, granted, I'm a bit of a social spastic, very, very good social spastic now. I've been able to hone in my social skills. But back in the day, I used to get bullied loads, right? And in my household, my mother was a big fan of the domestic abuse. She loved it. Me and her had a wonderful relationship. Me, her, domestic abuse, wonderful. Now, I would always ignore bullies. I would just whatever they want to say, they say it. I may argue, but that's it, right? And that was just my life for quite a while, right? This is in, I think, let's say, I think this was like what, year nine, right? I'm in year nine. Social reject, bullied occasionally. Didn't like, oh, the bullying was this. People would put me, like a group of people would put me into a corner and say, burn the witch, burn the witch, burn the witch. And just dumb shit like this. Right? Now, as I've told you part of my story, my mother used to beat the shit out of me. It was a very great experience, really character building. Yes. But now, in her beating the shit out of me often, not often, but we'll just say that, I've got very good at dodging attacks, with time, muscle memory, so on and so forth. And then we fast forward to Sean. I won't give you the full story of that time in the playground, but we got into a big confrontation, right? And then Sean punched me. But my twitch fibers were well adjusted to what a swinging thing was. I dodged it, smacked him in the face. Yes, he then went to hit me again. I dodged it. He then stopped fighting. Like they just stopped. Like I won that one confrontation, right? Because of this, I then learned the behavior. Fight, good, right? And with that, that one action resulted in another action, another action, another action, another action, and so on and so forth, right? Fast forward, I'm a highly assertive individual who is able to take advantage of life because of that. And one would argue it's all because of this one moment here. This one moment here led to every, like, after a while, I was in every fight in school. It's not that I caused the fights. I would just fucking join in for shits and giggles, because why the fuck not? Right? There's another example where I just took the punch, right? I accepted that punch and things got worse and 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 worse, right? And then life is just shit here, or whatever the fuck life could be. I could be like a tech billionaire. I don't fucking know, right? But then it all came down from this one action. So then when we look at, I get distracted. Yes. Why do you get distracted? What's happening here? I get distracted because work overstresses me. Why does it overstress you? Then we can go down this angle. I get distracted because I don't take enjoyment in work. Why? Because I prefer X, Y, Z. So it's a dopamine thing. You want dopamine reinforcement. Why, why? But then we have to look at why everything and go down. Right? Now, Felix, I'm going to bring up another thing. Yes? It's called the mirror. Yes? How you see yourself is not how the world sees you. You've just decided that's how the fucking world sees you. Right? I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm bringing up my mother a lot here. My mother like would often make fun of my nose. She said, "Ishmael, you've got fucking huge nose, African nose, da 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 da." I always thought I had a really ugly nose. It always got to me. One day, a girl said to me, "You've got a really nice nose. I like your nose." Oof, that was a fuel that I needed. Ever since then, I loved my nose. Yes, I like I went in the mirror, I reinforced in myself the best nose, the best nose, the best nose. Right? And in future times, cool, some people would tease me about my nose. And then I would highlight to them how great my nose is and how unlucky they are that they don't have my nose. Right? And with this, I have seen that how you see yourself is in direct correlation to how the world sees you. Right? I would comfortably say people find me more attractive than what I am because of how attractive I think I am. Felix, I am fucking self-delusioned. I will look in the mirror and it will make me feel better. Like genuinely, I'll look in the mirror like, oh, bloody lucky guy. Yes. And because of that, I hold myself in a different manner. I'm going to use my cousin as another example. I'm a very logical guy. My cousin is an average fucking human being. He is genuinely average. Physically, not in shape. Face, nothing wow. Generally, just you wouldn't even notice him in a crowd. Yes. I've gone clubbing with him quite a few times. He will approach the hottest girl in the club. Now, understand, he is a 5 out of 10, approaching 10 out of 10s. Yes. It typically happens like this. He approaches them. They get confused why he's approached them. He gets confused on why they're confused and why he approaches them. And then he just carries on. Right. And it's that self delusionment to an extent that he ends up with relatively good looking girls. Again, he is average on a good day. Yes. But then how you see yourself, it's literally that. It's how you see yourself. There will be women out there for me, right? Who find me fucking hideous. Whether it's my height, whether it's my build, whether it's my face. There will be women who find me fucking gorgeous, as they should. Yes. And then you just speak to the other ones because they've got their information incorrect. Yes. That's just life. But then if you go around getting worried about this or that or that or this or this or that, it's going to, it will double down on itself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
One good example is bald men. You get very good looking bald men who rock the bald man look. And you get other men who are bald who just fucking go to shit because they are bald. Correct?
Yeah.
They're both fucking bald. Baldness doesn't do wonders for anybody. But some people will rock the bald and some people will not. And it's more often than not based on how they see themselves and then how they hold themselves, and then in turn, how other people see them. Right? But then we have to go into here where we go into looks. Right? You brought up acne, right? Acne. Do you believe that there are, now I know you are the homosexual nature, so I'm going to speak in terms of that. Do you believe that there are men with acne, yes, who ended up dating supermodels who are men,
Probably.
but they have acne? How did they do it? How is it possible?
They have other positives.
Because acne is not that deep. Yes. What you have to understand is this is temporary. I'll give an example. So let's assume you have a car, right? It's how the human brain is conditioned. If you have a car and the car is really dirty, yes, you will think to yourself, it's really dirty, unless you don't organize it. And then you will get used to it being dirty. Does that make sense? And then for
Yeah.
you, it then becomes your norm. And you just think it's normal and then think everyone else thinks it's normal, right? As an example, let's say the first time I meet you, right? I will notice that you have acne. Cool. Now, granted, on a Zoom call, I can't fucking tell, but let's assume it's really bad. I will notice it the first time, the second time, and then after a while, my brain is going to decide it's not worth the processing power in my brain, so I'm going to stop processing it, and it's not going to be there. A simple example, we can all see our nose, but our brain turns off our ability to see our nose because it's not fucking useful information to us. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But then if you're
True.
consistently, look, if I've met you and you're worried about your acne, I guarantee you I will know that you're worried about your acne, right? And with that, guess what you're reminding me of? Your acne, right? So your genius brain is worried about your acne, which is reminding me about your acne, and you're seeing that I'm remembering your acne, and now we're in a fucking retarded cycle on fucking acne. Yes? But then let's ignore the acne for 1 second. Let's go into looks, right? Why do looks matter? Because people judge you on your looks. Or at the very least, you perceive yourself, one aspect of your self-worth is your looks, right? Why?
Because for me, I talk to people that look good. I don't know. It's just in the nature. Or what is the exact question?
Like, why do your looks matter so much?
Because I want to have it easier in life because I was having it so hard always.
Okay. Were you having it hard because of how you looked or because you're gay?
Because I'm gay
So what the fuck does
and
that have?
because how I looked.
Which one?
It's both, but more
Pick.
because I'm gay.
So there we go. So what the fuck do your looks have to do with anything?
Because now being accepted gay in the society, because it's more accepted, the in the gay community, being getting accepted, you have to look good because it's even much more important than in a normal community. Everybody is about everything's about looks in this shitty community.
But why do you care about that?
Because I want to feel accepted,
Why?
because I couldn't accept myself and I never felt accepted
Why?
because I'm gay.
No, we end the fucking why because you're gay. Why, like, you weren't accepted by who?
By myself, by my parents, by my friends.
Cool. Parents, friends. And how did that make you feel?
Were we?
You mean worthless?
If
Worthless?
they accept, if they don't accept me, yes.
Worthless. Now, we've gone on a stretch because I'm more explaining the premise of all of this too. But do you see how your feeling of worthlessness has resulted in you worrying about acne? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
But like, is that logical?
it's logical, yeah. But it
So
doesn't make sense to continue.
no, but like, if someone has acne, does that mean that they are worthless?
No,
Then why have you connected the two?
I don't know.
Right? You have to do this with everything. With now, you have to do this with every aspect of yourself, right? I'll give myself as an and I'll give some of my experiences as an example, right? Now, there is like personally, women are fucking retarded creatures. But the good thing is I say it to their face. Like I'm very honest. Yes. I will, let's say Dubai Mall. I'm walking down in Dubai Mall. There will be these random occasional bitches or women or whatever the fuck you want to say, who will look at me like, right? Like as though they're something special and they're wow and they're not worth my time or da 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 da. However, if they were to see me with my Lamborghini, they would then quickly say, "Oh, hi. Oh, he's looking at me. Oh, da, 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 da." Right? So now what that means is let's put them as a center point. This is them, right? Under certain conditions, I am here. Under certain conditions, I am there. In both cases, I have the car. In one case, it's not in front of them. The other case, it is, right? So we have the individual over there who, depending on when they see me or how they see me, will put me into any one of two categories, right? Now, based on that logic, should I trust the opinion of this person in regards to how valuable I am? So there's two routes that will go here, right? This is only two things will happen from this, and this happens every day. This happens in the gay community. This happens in society. All of this, right? One of two things will happen. I will either get blinged out. Now it doesn't really work because I've got like a nice watch, right? I will get blinged out, Gucci, Fendi, Dior, so that I am always seen on this level for this person, or I will come to the conclusion that this person is a retard and not feel the need to do a bunch of literally to do a bunch of shit in my life and live my life in such a way that but for nobody who I don't know is happy with my existence, right? I would argue you're much more on this side than you are on this side. Would you agree? Why? Right? And I'm going to give you another phenomenon that I realized a long time ago. I call it the gym paradox. Right? Do you go to the gym? Now, people in the gym are innately fucking retarded people. Yes? Because everybody in the gym is thinking that everybody is looking at them. But what's happening is every twat simultaneously is looking to see if other people are looking at them, in turn looking at other people, reaffirming to each other that everyone's looking at them. Right? So you have Bob, you have Molly. Yes? Bob's looking at Molly to see if Molly's looking at Bob. And then Molly's looking at Bob to see if Bob's looking at fucking Molly. They're both fucking self-centered, but they both think they're looking at each other. So both are thinking that they're more important than what they are, but in turn, other humans are just having the same thoughts as them. So I'm looking to see if you're looking at me, and you're looking at me to see if I'm looking at you, and we're both just fucking retarded, thinking the other person is checking each other. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
Right? Making it a paradox because people are innately self-centered. And what you have to understand is with this person, they don't give a fuck about you. Right? Have you ever spent your day caring about other people that you don't know about as you walk on the street, thinking all about them?
Yeah.
Okay, let's say you see 100 random people. Are you going to think loads of thoughts about all 100, like make your thought process about them? Or is your thought process about you?
No, about them.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, explain.
I'm walking around through life, I'm looking at other people and I'm thinking about them.
What are you thinking?
How they look, what do they do, how they perceive me.
There we go. Right? So, how they look, you're comparing.
Yeah.
What do they do? You're comparing. Perception, it's about you. Correct? So, it's got nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with you.
Yeah.
Same with this person. They don't give a flying fuck about you. They couldn't give less of a shit. Yes? Let's imagine you're in a gay party. Yeah? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. From those 10 people, how many people do you think actually give a shit about how you look and what you're wearing?
Depends.
Zero. Because they care about themselves. You have to understand humans. You have to study them, right? Why does someone compliment you? What is the purpose behind it? Do they want to
That I
come?
compliment them.
That could be one reason, but there could be many reasons beyond that. Could be because they don't like you and they need something to say. Could be that they're trying to hide intention. Could be that they're trying to sleep with you or whatever it may be, right? It could be that they see you as an insecure creature, so you need compliments. Could be a variety of things, right? But do they really care? Do they care how you've done your hair or how a cream is working or whatever the fuck it is? In the big picture of their life, does it matter? So why do you think they actually give a shit? Right? And one thing I will comfortably say, yes, is many people who only focus on looks, and I'm going to talk about this in the group setting, right? If as a group you are collectively, let's say with 5 people, and you guys just keep talking about fucking looks, yes, on how you look versus how they look, members of the public, whatever the fuck it's going to be, and it's all about looks. That is the definition of I'm so insecure with myself that as a coping mechanism, I'm just going to shit on random people. And my only value parameter is my looks because the rest of my life is in fucking disarray and shit. So I'm just going to keep, going on fucking looks. Yes. Like if I saw a group of girls just berating everyone based on how they look and saying how good they look, That's a group of fucking retarded girls. Like genuinely, like cool. I may sleep with one of them if I so choose to, but I'm not fucking speaking to them. Like those are retarded people. And it's not because they're shallow or they're bad people. They're just that self-deluded that they can't like see the truth in the mirror. That the only reason that they're talking about looks is because they have nothing else to offer, or at the very least don't believe that they have anything else to offer. So they go on the one thing that is easy to control, and that's based on how they look versus how other people look. But then do you want to be around those people? Like what like it's literally a set of what's the word for it? Imagine a group of retarded people only hanging out with themselves and calling themselves smart to feel good. It's a similar comparison. A little bit stretched, not too similar, but like you're here we go, right? Looks is a coping mechanism, right? Like generally, that's what it is, right? It's being utilized as a coping mechanism, and then you've got one, two, three, four, five people feeding into each other's coping mechanisms. You get my point?
Yeah.
For the fuck what? Just deal with your shit. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying looks don't matter. Yeah. There are days where I look good. I've given a shit. Everything's ironed. I'm looking dope. I'm in a suit. There are days where I'm not looking so good. Right. But for me to then identify my totality or my worth to that is retarded. Right. I'm going to use another example. I'm going to apply it to me so like you can potentially see from a different point of view. Right. Business. Right. I've been alive where my business is fucking thriving, money pouring, literally not giving two flying fucks. Then I've been in positions where money is it's not money pouring, it's fuck, I'm in debt. Fuck, money is owed. I need to pay a lot of people, right? So you have me at this point, you have me at that point. However, now there's two ways I can handle this, right? I could handle this in the way that we've discussed now, where when I'm down here, I'm sad. And when I'm up here, I'm happy. The way I handle it is I'm Ishmael. I'm Ishmael. Now, what that means is I've been around people who have seen me when I'm really suffering, right? Doesn't mean shit. I'm still more competent. I'm still quicker. I'm still better at borderline everything to do with fucking business. Yes, I'm in a bad point. But even in the bad point, I'm fucking better than you because of my past experience. Because that's my value. Like, yes, things have gone wrong. I've made mistakes, and then the tide is against me. Doesn't mean you stand a chance with me one to one, right? Just because I'm down here doesn't mean shit. My internal values, or like what is dictated as my value, has not changed. The tide's gone against me. I'm still the same fucker. Like, come at me. Let's see what happens, right? To the same extent, right? If certain things are negative one day, and I'm speaking vaguely because AJ's joined us, right? If certain things have changed one day versus another day, you haven't changed as an individual, right? And then the one thing I'll say is if you're worried about the treatment of those around you as things change, yes, let's imagine, let's just go back. Person one, two, three, four, five, right? Things are good, they're all good with me, right? Things are bad, if they now change how they are with me, guess what I'm going to do? Very, 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 very quickly. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck your mother. Right? Because the fact is, if these are the people that are around me the most, and when things are bad, that's how they are with me, go fuck yourself. Right? Now, the only reason one would not say that is due to insecurity. That you're so worried that, yeah, cool, they're really bad for you, but if no one is there, like if you remove them, no one else is going to join in. And that's insecurity really kicking in, right? Resulting in these people staying, like, ending up fucking leeching around you, right? But then you have to fucking deal with this because the truth is, you're not that special, Felix. And what that means is you're not that special that you're destined success. And you are not that special that you are destined failure, which is a good thing. Like the world and the universe hasn't decided that you are so special that it's just going to give you the worst of everything, right? But if you're dumb enough to be blind and allow this to take over, you're fucked, right? And it's a quote by Nietzsche. We can end on this, and then you feel free to give me questions, right? If you have any. You know who Nietzsche is? He's a like one of the founding fathers of like psychology and shit. He had said, and I may butcher it, if if you allow the unconscious, no, if you do not make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you shall call it fate. Again, if you do not make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you shall call it fate. Right?
And you shall call it what?
No, if you do not make the like the subconscious, if you don't make all of that conscious, it will rule your life and you will call it fate or destiny.
Ah, okay.
Right? And that there, it's a
Yeah.
very powerful thing because if I'm blind to the fact of what the fuck my insecurities are doing to me, right, or what I'm allowing them to do to me because I'm what a bitch, yes, you're gonna go fucking down, and you're gonna think it's all to do with life. But if you really sat down and looked at it, it's just this, and you're letting it fuck you, not in a good way, right? How have you found this session?
Interesting, intense.
Yeah, welcome to my
Not
sessions.
not expected.
Yeah, yes, people say that. Yes.
Oh man, okay. I have
What
to process.
we've barely touched on anything.
Yeah.
Like this is barely anything.
Yeah. I have one question because if I hear you talking about all of this right now, because for me always it came to my mind that I first have to solve those problems for myself, and it's holding me back from doing my business. How can you do that, that you're continuing doing your business when you're also thinking about stuff like that? Because it's so emotional. You know what I mean?
Yes, very simple answer. Give me a sec, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. It's a very simple answer, right? Ask yourself why, but in the most simple way. And I did this for ages. It's very interesting, right? Why have I put on these shoes? Why am I walking this type of way? Why am I looking at this person this type of way? Why did I speak this way to that person? Every single micro action, you ask why. Why did I speak to my parents? Are you there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did I speak to my parents this way? Why did I say this to my friend? Right? There is 1,000 ways that I can say I'm having a good day. Why did I say it that specific way? Now, when I speak to you, right? And when I speak to anybody, I always ask why. I'm like, that's all that's in my head. Why did Felix pick this one fucking sentence? He could have picked 1,000 fucking sentences. Why did he pick this? Right? Why is he controlling the way he speaks? Why is he looking at some form of mirror as he's speaking to me when he catches himself off guard? Right? Why is he doing this? Why is he like, why? Because you have reasons for everything you do, whether you know it or whether you don't, you have reasons. Yes. And you have to realize you're fucked. Because there's people like me who are looking at every single thing you do and asking, why the fuck is he acting the way he's acting? And I'm studying you. And if you don't even know why you do what you do and other people can read it off of you, then you're fucked. You get my point?
Yeah.
Why? Like, why do you have that necklace? Why do you do this? Why is your room structured like that? Right? And one final thing, most likely, like it's relatively obvious. If you are overusing dating apps, it is purely for self, like you're basically looking for other people to say to you that you're worth it. And you're just basically just filling your hole by like filling a void through filling your hole or filling other guys' holes. I don't fucking know. Right? And you have to pause. Why am I going on a date? Why am I using this app? Right? And my bet, right, is you are most likely, without realizing it, whenever you feel bad or something bad has happened, you go to these types of things. And then you have to catch yourself. Why am I doing this? Cool. Because this happened. Now, let's study. Why did this make me feel bad? And you go as far down as you can whenever you catch that.
Mhm.
Any final
And
questions? Yeah.
just with gaining the information, it's gonna heal, or you did anything for.
Felix, you don't know who the fuck you are because you've never sat down and studied because you're too scared to know the truth. Who are you? Right? There's one thing that I could recommend you doing, which it would be intense. It's called shadow work,
Mhm.
right? Shadow work, I don't want to butcher this. Okay, no, I have it here. I have it here. One
I
second.
actually know about shadow work. I've been
Yeah,
watching
cool.
a YouTuber doing this.
Okay. Yes. Like getting someone who is good at shadow work to do that with you, very fucking useful. Right? Genuinely very useful. Therapy is also 10 out of 10. I love therapy. I plan to go back in soon.
Mhm.
I think you're scared of what you see in the mirror. And with that, okay, it's a mix of a few things. There's a saying that I have that, granted, I've stolen it from someone else. Many people ignore their demons, and with time, their demons, the shadows grow bigger. However, if you were to cast a light upon your demons, you would see that they're not that big, but it's just the shadows that was caused through you leaving them in the darkness. Right? I believe you're scared of who you are, but the fear is all in your head, and you've built it up very, very big. Right? And it's honestly not that deep. Because like cast a light upon it, you'll see that you can manage it, and you just made it bigger by avoiding it. Right? I would also say that you likely have a lot of coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
Like as an example, the acne, like that's got nothing to do with anything. Right? Because like if you were let's say you were a multimillionaire and you had acne, would you give a fuck? Like, would you give less of a fuck than what you give now?
Less, yes.
Nothing's really changed though.
Yeah.
Do you get my point?
Yeah.
You have to look at what you do, and I don't know much about just who your friends are. I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're bad. My guess is bad, but I could be wrong. But granted, like most people's friends are very bad when it comes to entrepreneurship, unless they are entrepreneurs. Yeah, yeah. Wonderful. Any final questions? Sorry, AJ. We've gone a little bit over. No? Okay, AJ, can you take over?
Yeah, sure, I can.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Felix, been a pleasure. I'll see you when I next see you.
See you. Thank you.
Hey Felix, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing fine.
Why are you
How are
laughing?
you doing?
I'm
What?
doing good. Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because this was intense and I didn't expect that. No, because I was
Okay.
expecting a normal sales training with Ernest, and now I got to a therapy session.
Okay, okay, no problem. Okay, so Felix, I've sent you a link, okay,
Yes.
and I want you to please fill that up. It's basically the outreach report, okay? So what it does is it's going to keep us up to date that whatever the things that you're doing regarding the outreach method, whether it's cold calling,
Okay.
LinkedIn, or email, it's going to keep us updated.
Every day, probably, right?
Exactly, everything.
Um, okay.
Just let me know when it's done, and then we can discuss on other things regarding what are the things that you're struggling with.
Okay. So you're now instead of Nikita?
Yeah, for now, yeah.
Okay. So I should book how many calls with you in a week?
For now, like, I'm not sure, like, because I'm not having the Calendly link, right? Which is being, like, because the thing is, like, we are making a lot of changes in the community and the program. And once all of these changes are fixed and finalized, we're going to create some new groups. And then Ishmael and Ernest, they're going to keep you up to date. And then we can proceed. So don't worry about that.
Okay.
Because, see, it's going to be like this. When you have a session with Ernest or Ishmael, right? It's going to be for 45 minutes, right? And for the last 15 minutes, it's going to be a session with me, right? So it's going to be a total
Um,
1 hour session,
okay. That's so much better.
right? So 45 minutes with Ernest or Ishmael, and then the 15 minutes is going to be with me, in which we're going to fill up the form and we're going to discuss like whatever the outreach methods that you're using, what are the things that you're struggling, how many calls are you booking, and what is the show up rate, like are there any no shows in that, and we're gonna take a look at the meetings that you did with the prospects, right?
Mm-hmm.
So till now, okay, Felix, have you filled up the form?
Yes.
Okay, so now tell me, like, what are the issues that you're facing with the outreach method, and which outreach method are you choosing?
I'm cold calling only in Germany, and I'm actually booking a lot of calls.
Okay.
I only did 30 cold calls today, and I booked 3 calls, and 3 people told me they're gonna reach out back to me again. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
they will, but I will reach out to them, and then we will probably book a call. So let's say 6 out of 30, which is really good actually.
Mm-hmm.
And what's holding me back from doing more is the success and the dopamine of getting those calls booked, because then I always feel like I've already achieved something today. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna do more. No.
Okay. And
Yeah.
tell me, okay, no problem. And tell me one thing, like, how many calls do you do on daily basis? Like
Usually around 30 or 40.
30 or 40? Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, so are you doing any like part-time job or something side by side with this?
Any what?
Any part-time job?
No.
Nothing? Like you're going into this full time?
I'm going into this full time, yes.
Okay. So, okay, let's do one thing. Let's do one thing. Felix, let's make it more simple. You're doing 40 to 60 calls, right? And
Yeah.
from those calls, like it means like see, you're telling me like 40 to 60 calls you're doing on daily basis, and are they are are these the calls in which you get a response from the other end, or like there's something like okay the person hasn't picked up the phone, or like there's a gatekeeper on the other end?
Usually there's a long response. That's the thing why I do it much less in Germany than in the States, because in the States I never get got the owner on the phone even.
Mm-hmm.
So it was always just with the, I don't know, the receptionist, whatever shitty, boring short talk. But now I get the owner. Sometimes I have to explain a lot. Sometimes the calls they take like 3 minutes or whatever, so their calls are longer. And I would
Okay.
say out of 10,
Mm-hmm.
I get the owner on the phone 7 times. And out of those 7 times, 3 people are interested. And I have to explain what I'm doing. and one person books a Zoom call.
Okay. So let's say you're doing 60 cold calls, and if we take an average, so like one person books in the meeting. Am I correct?
More. Today I did 30 and 3 people booked.
Three people booked in, right? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And okay. So and apart from this, like what other outreach methods are you using?
I think I'm doing automatic LinkedIn
Automatic LinkedIn.
outreach, but I haven't had success with this at all. I actually don't even know if it's still active
Okay.
because,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no one is responding at all.
Okay. Felix, tell me, like, did we connected your LinkedIn account with the AIM Fox?
With the what?
With the AIM Fox.
Mm,
We had that call. You remember that one in which we set it up your email as well as the LinkedIn.
yes, I don't know if we have it with AIM Fox,
So AIM
but I'm
Fox was
seeing that
basically
it's still no, we do that. We do the LinkedIn outreach. I can see it. It's different messages than before.
hmm. Yes, I guess your account is also connected. We are running the campaigns and we are making a few changes in that.
Yeah,
Just a moment, let me just cross verify on my end. So Felix, yeah, your account is there. Visibles, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, there you are.
yeah. But you're writing my company wrong. Can you
Visibles is
change that? It's right, but it's everything is short letters, not the
uh-huh.
capitals, and it's together. I can
Okay,
write it. I write it to you in the chat
okay, I
because
get
there
it.
it's wrong, and I think it looks unprofessional if we leave it like that
No problem. Yeah,
because
sure.
it's different on my page.
Just a moment, let me take a look. And I'll make a change like straight away. See on my end, it okay. So you meant to say that the V is capital in this and the B is capital, and
No,
both
no,
the
no,
words.
no. Look in the chat on Zoom. Everything is short
No, no,
and
no, no,
put
no.
together.
Yeah, that I get it. Like, what are you seeing on the LinkedIn at the moment? How is it showing?
The capital V
And the
and a
capital B.
blank space between visit and builds and the capital B.
Okay, I'm gonna change it right now. I'm gonna pause the campaign. Let me edit this. We'll see. Builds. It's done. Yeah, I made the
Okay,
changes in the
thank you.
campaign. I made the changes in the campaign. Don't
Perfect,
worry.
thank you.
Now it's gonna look fully professional. Don't worry about that. And apart from this, so okay, the cold calling is all sorted. Email and LinkedIn, we are gonna work on that. And apart from that, like, are you trying any other outreach method, like apart from LinkedIn and cold calling?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So, and anything that that you feel like okay, I'm stuck at, or you feel like okay, I need some assistance in this thing.
Mm, do you know about Calendly?
Yeah.
Because I kind of feel like that my Calendly reminders are too much because I was having one booked call last week and she was like writing on email to me first why everything is in English because she's German.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's too much for them. If I feel like I would be in their situation and I would book this call and I would get 5 reminders, like SMS reminders, I would be like, what
Mm-hmm.
the fuck, this is spam. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I feel like it's too much.
Okay, so you're sending them almost 5 reminders for one meeting.
I'm not sure. Can I share my screen and you tell me? Because do you know about this?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Show me.
Okay, okay.
We can take a look.
Look, here I have the email reminders and text reminders, and then I have workflows, and I don't know if it's the same or what's happening.
Okay, so if you scroll up, click on the email reminders.
On edit,
Yeah. So see, tell me one thing. How many reminders do you want to give to that person?
I think this is okay,
Mm-hmm.
but then plus the SMS
Go
five
back,
times, I think.
scroll down. Text reminders, click on that. The edit font. Wait, scroll down.
Yeah, that's good.
It seems good. Like, what's the issue on this then? Free
Huh?
reminders.
The workflows, I think this is the problem.
Show me.
I have here it's immediately when the new event is booked,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always a text, it's in German.
Okay, seems good.
This is okay, I think.
Yeah.
But the other
Mm-hmm.
workflows, I feel like they're too much. Here,
Show me.
because here it's another reminder, reminder, reminder.
Click on this. And tell me one thing, like how many work, like what's the reason for creating these many workflows?
I don't know, Ernest did this with me on a call.
Okay.
I
See
think I
if
would delete some, but I feel like
um see the
the
thing is,
workflows are better than the reminders, like the text.
yeah, see the thing is like if Ernest has done this, like I think he must be right in this.
I know,
But
but I genuinely feel like it's too much.
okay, so
Imagine
then
you're booking a call and you're getting 5 SMS
yeah,
like every 15 minutes, and your phone is ringing and you're looking at it and it's another reminder. It's too much, and I feel like it's spam.
yeah, I get it, I get it.
Yeah.
So okay, so in the workflows, if you take a look at the workflows, 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Yeah, I think this is okay because
S
here it's immediate.
mm-hmm.
Here is 3 hours before, then 1 hour before. No, I think 3 hours I don't need it
Why?
because it's too much.
No. See, see, let's say if you remove the 3 hours, right, and we keep it only the 1 hour. If in case the prospect forgot the meeting and he just scheduled any other, let's say, event with his or her family, or like they had a plan,
Hmm.
and 1 hour prior they just get a notification that okay, you're having a call, and they are the person is with his family or like he's busy with his friends. So it's better to have a
Okay.
three. Yeah, it's better to have a 3 hour reminder, prior
I
reminder.
think I'm gonna do it for 1 hour. So 3 hours, 1 hour, and 15 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes. Yeah, that works.
Yeah,
That is a much better one. Don't remove
because
anyone because see
I
if you
will remove the other reminders, I think,
okay, show me
because
like
now
which one I
it's 5:15.
it's all good.
I need to check this again, 1 second. Okay.
So you want to keep the email reminder, right?
Yeah, I think the text reminders are the annoying.
Okay.
Just turn them off, right?
Text reminder, yeah, save and close. And scroll down, go back, scroll down. These workflows, where are they sending these, these reminders? Are they on email or like
SMS.
only SMS?
I think, yeah. And text to invitee. Because I was booking myself a
Mm-hmm.
call to see those reminders.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, what the fuck?
So,
They're deleted. No, that's weird. They were coming to my SMS, yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now go back to the reminders one. Let's set up a conclusion on that. So
Um,
let's say, scroll up. Yeah, wait, no. See, calendar invitation, that's good. Email reminders, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, that's it. The text reminders, they are off. Email follow-up, that is also off. Now the workflows. See, can you click on that, the circle one in front of the workflow? Workflows, it's written, right? Where it's written workflows and then there's a circle. No, these are dots, like the circle at the top, where it's written.
ah,
Yeah, this one. Just wait. Automated pre and posting meeting emails sent to. They're fully customizable and can be applied. See. See, the thing is, scroll up. Email reminders are different. These are the basic notification. And if you set up a workflow, so 1, scroll down, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the 5 notifications that are going on to that person. So the workflow, what does the workflow do? Workflow is basically an automated thing. Like, let's say the way we use Go High Level. Have you used Go High Level? The work,
yes.
right? In that, there's a workflow. What workflow does is we create a few, let's say, actions. According to those actions, let's say if a client booked a meeting, right? In a workflow, the person's gonna get an invitation link, right? It's gonna first of all, it's gonna be given a notification, okay, that you have booked a meeting, right? And then
Yeah.
later on, you're like, okay, I want to send this prospect a reminder 3 hours prior to the meeting, right? And then in the workflow, you set a reminder action in which you set it to 3 hours, right? And then
Yeah.
you make it to 15 minutes and then the actual meeting one. So these are the three things. So this is basically a workflow in which you have automated every single thing. You made one structure according to which all the bookings will work. And if in case you make any changes in the workflow, it's going to reflect on all the bookings, if that
Yes.
makes sense, right? So
Yes.
so at the moment you're having 1, 2, 3, 4 workflows, which means whenever the person's going to book a meeting, all the workflows are going to work at the same time. Make sense? Let's say if I book a meeting with you, right? Now I'm going to receive, now the first workflow is going to run, then the second one, then the third one, then the fourth one.
But in their specific time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first one, it's going to work, let's say, one day prior the meeting. The second one, it's going to be the 3 hours before, then the 15 minutes, and then I don't know what's the last one used for.
It's 3 hours, 1 hour, and 15 minutes.
15 minutes, right? So this is how it's going to work. And what are the complaints that you received from the prospects? Like how many messages are they getting from this
I think 6. They got 6 because of the text reminders.
text reminders? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
click on
then it was workflows plus text reminders. But I think now it's okay like that.
okay, click on any of the workflow, click on edit. edit. Let's do one thing. I don't know if it's possible or not. Text reminder to invitee. Got it. Once selected. When this happens, 15 minutes before. Okay, scroll down. Okay, it's gonna send the action. Okay. We can do one thing. Instead of creating these many workflows, we can create only one workflow in which it's gonna run, like only one workflow is gonna run, and we don't need all of the four workflows because it's creating a lot of confusion. If you get my point. Let's say if you go back, this is just for the testing. If in case it works, then that's good. If in case it doesn't work, you can just simply delete that, right?
I
You can
think
just
I think it yeah, I think what I would do is just book a call now with myself and just see if it works because I actually feel like now it's gonna be okay. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly. Now you're gonna get to know that how many messages and how many emails are you getting.
Yeah. Okay, but it's tomorrow, so I'm gonna see tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's do one thing. Let's discuss on this in the next meeting. Like, what's the progress? How many reminders are you getting? Just keep a report, okay, for that.
Yes.
And then we can, rather than working on all these workflows side by side, we can create only one workflow in which we can set up all the things
Okay.
the way we do in the Go High level.
Okay.
And anything regarding Go High level, you have any questions with it?
No.
Everything's working smoothly.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to do any audits?
No, because I'm calling in German right now.
Okay. No
Yes.
problem. No problem. Okay then, Felix. I guess that's pretty much it. You filled the form, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's pretty much it, Felix. It was a great pleasure to talk to you, and have a great day.
You
See you then.
too. Goodbye. See you then.
Bye bye. See you.